Something horrifying happened to the girl during her surgery. She had a vague sense that she might have been violated, but the doctor told her it was just a hallucination from the anesthesia and suggested she go home and take a shower to clear her head. When Lisa returned home, she felt completely shattered. Terrifying images kept flashing through her mind, and she was absolutely terrified. As she picked up her clothes from the floor, she became convinced that what she experienced couldn't possibly have been a drug-induced hallucination. Lisa couldn't believe what she had been through. Armed with what she believed was useful evidence, she decided to go to a different, larger hospital for another examination. The doctor at the new hospital also discovered abnormalities in her body, and Lisa felt a despair she had never experienced before. Soon, police arrived at the hospital. Although the medical report confirmed that she had indeed had sexual contact, Lisa's body showed no signs of violent assault. Yet the terrifying images continued to haunt her mind. No matter how she tried to explain what happened, the police simply couldn't believe her story. The original doctor had been practicing in the local community for over a decade. He was known for helping others and actively participating in various charitable causes, both large and small. While the police didn't believe the doctor capable of such an act, they decided to open an investigation as a matter of professional duty. Not only had the girl been violated, but even the police didn't believe her. The disturbing images kept flashing through her mind, and even her own family began to express doubt. They suspected that Lisa was simply after the doctor's money. However, Lisa believed that if the police could obtain the perpetrator's DNA, it would prove her innocence. Unfortunately, she had oversimplified the situation. The police quickly located the doctor, and it became clear that the two officers had an unusually close relationship with him. They immediately began inquiring about the doctor's well-being, and the man's reaction was surprisingly intense. He simply couldn't believe that his patient would falsely accuse him. To clear himself of suspicion, the doctor recounted what had actually happened that night. The girl had gotten into a huge fight with her boyfriend, which resulted in an accidental injury to her finger. While the doctor was examining the boyfriend's injuries, Lisa came storming into the hospital in a rage. To prevent her from disturbing other patients, the doctor had to set aside his current work. The girl was panicked at the sight of the wound and reeked of alcohol. To make it easier to clean her injury, the doctor had to administer a sedative. He never imagined that afterward, the girl would slander him like this. When the police asked the man to provide a DNA sample, the doctor became even more indignant. He felt this was nothing short of humiliating and used the excuse of having too many patients that day to ask the officers to return later.
Don't worry, I'm on it.
The police then interviewed the hospital nurses, who confirmed that everything the doctor had said was true. They also learned from Lisa's colleagues that she had indeed had a major fight with her boyfriend that night, and both parties had been injured. All the evidence seemed to support the doctor's version of events. The police then contacted the boyfriend, who corroborated the story. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, the doctor secretly drew a vial of blood and had a nurse label the sample. The police waited outside, and without their direct supervision, the doctor handed over the blood sample to the authorities.
Oh, gee, Doc, I'm sorta supposed to be there when you give the sample.
You don't trust your own doctor?
Regardless of the circumstances, they had obtained the blood sample they needed. The police worked through the night to compare the samples, and the results were exactly what they had expected. The DNA didn't match at all. No one could believe that such a kind-hearted doctor would assault a young woman without provocation. On Lisa's way to school, the police deliberately announced the results in front of everyone. The news of her false accusation against the doctor became public knowledge, and Lisa's reputation was instantly destroyed. She couldn't understand how she, the victim, had become the one being discriminated against. The incident became the talk of the small town, providing endless gossip for people's daily conversations.